Alright, the UPS truck is on the block, and y'all know what that means. It's time for another episode of Mail Call.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
Oh, shit!
Alright, as you've seen by the UPS truck, it is another episode of Mail Call. Now, figured take a break, especially after all that 5200 stuff, and still trying to figure out about the trackball. Still got to do a part 3 about that. But anyway, as this video is getting ready to come out, the Switch 2 launch should almost be on the way, and be doing a video on that. And yes, I will actually remember this time. Not like a lot of other system launches. But anyway, we have a box from Diabolik. Now, it's been a while. It's been a few months because as I'm recording this in April, late April or almost into early May, because of me having to get the money for the Switch and, you know, dealing with a bunch of health problems. Both me, Raccoon, Cactus. A lot of stuff has happened since I actually shot the 5200 videos back in early March. So it's a lot. And I was finally able to make good with Jess, because Jesse knows, obviously, I'm on disability. So I try to put movies on hold because I can't pay for them right away. I get paid once a month. So, and a lot of times I have to save up. So Jesse is actually gracious enough, knows my situation at Diabolik, to be able to do this for me. And this is probably the biggest bill I racked up with him, because this is several months worth of stuff here that I have him hold. But it's sort of the only way to collect, you know, if you're disabled, because, you know, for a lot of us, you know, you can't get stuff right away. You know, they shadow drop stuff sometimes. So it's a pain, especially vinegar. You know, yeah, you know, they put them up once a month or during their halfway to Black Friday sale in May and then Black Friday in November, but you never know what they're going to put up. So it's kind of hard to fathom. But anyway, enough talk. Here's the box. And just for that one guy that put a comment in the videos again saying, "You take too long to get to the unboxing." Well, I'm sure there's plenty of other YouTubers you can go watch, you know, that don't spend as much time literally getting to the heart of the situation as I do. Go talk to them. And it's a little bit smaller box than I thought it was going to be, but everything is here, which is cool. And a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but we'll figure everything out. So obviously I want to go through this first, or maybe I should wait for these for last, because these are the bigger boxes. Yeah, I think I'll do these last. It was the sticky part of the bag was sticking on the bottom. So we'll do the smaller stuff first. I gotta save that box because it's gonna be my unwatched stuff. And I still got a lot of stuff to catch up on. Like, I still haven't gone through my whole February order yet because I've been so busy. So there's a couple movies. I got the Beyond in, and I still haven't even watched that yet. Believe it or not. And you know how long I've been waiting for that. Okay, let's put that bag over there. So we're going to do this like this. So first way we got up is Cannibal Girls. And this is a standard blue. Not a 4K, but I love this movie. And not only that, this is probably the best that you're ever going to get from this movie, because, again, as I explained in the past, when a movie has a 2K scan or something like that, the only way you're going to really get is Blu-ray. So if it has a 4K scan, you might roll the dice and hope there's a 4K. But a lot of times for the smaller, like not as in-demand movies, you're probably not going to get that. But for this is actually 2K. It's a 2K scan. Here's the back of the slipcover. you're not really going to get anything higher than a 4K. I mean, yeah, Blu-ray. So you're not going to get a 4K for this. So here's the main, and it says right there, scanned in 2K with extensive dirt and damage repairs. So that the negative was pretty much damage beyond recognition, and they're basically telling you in that description, hey, if you're waiting on a 4K, don't bother because it's not happening. And by the way, I'm going to get to this because I'll talk about that in a little bit. And that's part of why I do these mail calls, not just to unbox stuff, but to basically go into depth about certain things. So anyway, here's the main movie. And we have an audio commentary. We have some documentaries. And I believe we have some... Oh, yeah, theatrical trailer, TV spots. Radio, even the press book. Nice. Because this is Vinegar, technically, but it's through one of their labels, Canadian International. Because Cannibal Girls is pretty much a Canadian movie. And by the way, this is the alternate art, which is awesome. That's the poster. And again, one thing I love about Vinegar in their sub-labels is the fact that they actually, in their alternate cover, they have the barcode. So I could scan it into my program that I use to track my movies. I personally use CLZ. And of course you have a booklet. A lot bigger booklet than I thought it was going to be. And of course you have artwork here. Why is the name escaping me? God damn it. Oh boy. I feel like crap. I wonder if this is Justin Liberty's wife. I think it's Nicole. I wonder if that's her artwork or someone else. Because this looks like her art style. And my apologies if it isn't. You know. She does really good work, by the way. If you haven't checked her out, I'm not too much on socials anymore. But it's definitely worth the check out because Nicole does fantastic work. Now, this one, you know I had to pick up. And it's a digipack, which I don't usually like, but I don't care. Now, this is a Blu-ray, but it's an audiophile Blu-ray. And as you remember, we picked up the 4K of Purple Rain last year. And they actually released the album on an audiophile Blu-ray, which this is going to be my first. I never had an audiophile Blu-ray, but this is one of my favorite albums. So I could not pass it up. And if you haven't listened to Purple Rain ever, like, what the fuck are you doing watching my shit? Go listen to Purple Rain. Like, you need to rectify that situation, like, right now. Should have done it yesterday. And here it is. It's actually, like, clear-ish. And it looks like a CD, but it's not. It's a Blu-ray. And I think it has, like, where you listen to the tracks. And it has, like, I don't know if it's the music video or if it has like still images, and here's the lyrics. And by the way, Purple Rain as a movie is fantastic as well. So if you've never seen either or, I don't know why it's not going all the way. It went all the way down when yeah, I'll just leave it like that for now. You need to rectify that. Now this is a movie I've been dying for him to restock, and he finally did it. I think it's more because he got tired of me bugging him to do it. It's Coda, and this is an Italian 4K. By the way, if you don't want to worry about importing it or whatever, and you just want to watch it, it's on Apple Plus, on Apple TV Plus. This is a really good movie. I love it. It's actually an Oscar winner. But I remember I watched it because it had a couple people that I was familiar with that liked their work. Amy Forsythe's one of them. Emilia Jones is the other. And it was a really cutesy movie. By the way, heavily underrated actress, Amy Forsythe. She was actually on Broadway recently, Stereophonic. And after I fell in love with the movie, because it's basically about a girl from a deaf family who's trying to get into music. and it's a really heartwarming drama. And it's not like saccharine, you know, I doubt there's alternate artwork. It's not like saccharine kind of thing. It's actually like realistic. It's really good. So once I found out there was a 4K of this, I had to get it. And Diabolik didn't have it in for the longest time, and I was like, when you get it in again, please let me know, and he did. These I will save for last as far as this pile goes, but Dressed to Kill, Arrow put it out recently as a 4K. I'm so glad I didn't get the US release because, you know, Arrow tries to go all out. I know some people have their issues with Arrow, and I've had a couple bad discs from them, but they've, at least for me, always been okay. Trying to get, there we go. They've always done right by me anyway, so I know I'm not dismissing other people's experiences at all. And granted, Arrow should be more proactive with things like that. Because believe me, there's been plenty of times where I haven't had an issue with something and other people have. Or I've had an issue that other people didn't have. So just believe one another. You know, just no matter who it is. Just call it out. And by the way, as we're recording this, I already had the pre-orders in for the next Arrow movies that I got to totally grab. And that's The Stuff. Zombie Flesh Eaters is coming out, which we know is zombie. And then there was one more that I forget that's coming out that I had to grab. Must not have been that important. Anyway, here is the inside artwork of Dressed to Kill. And I wonder what the alternate artwork is. Oh, the alternate artwork is just the poster. So it's pretty much done for me as is. That's not the first time that's happened with Arrow. There's been plenty of times where the alternate artwork was already switched over for me. And by the way, let's see what card we have here. Oh God! But then again, I think this isn't a 4K. I think this is the Blu-ray set. So I was excited there. I was like, oh shit, it's coming on 4K finally, but no. Damn it. And we of course have a booklet. By the way, don't mind me, I've just pulled that a bit today. It's one of those days where like it's starting to get hot. Now we're gonna cover these. Because much like, I think they might have gotten the license even. Or maybe it's just new lines. But anyway, so Friday the 13th is slowly but surely coming on 4K. We have the first two from Paramount. I don't think the second one's available by itself yet in the US. It's been in the UK. That's why I have that one. A while ago, Arrow released Friday the 13th, 2009 on 4K. So that's 3 right there. And here's 2 more. And they pretty much came out the same month. And these are actually available in the US. Much like Friday the 13th, 2009. And that's going to be important going forward. Especially with Orange Julius in charge. And, you know, with these tariffs. So it's kind of more important to know which ones are in the US. Which ones are not. Especially since, I mean, luckily for this order, I wasn't really subject to the tariffs. Because I placed it before that happened. But my future orders going forward, there's going to be a fee. Not on the whole order, but on each disc. So, for example, The Stuff, I think was normally one of those, no, Zombie Flesh Eaters, I'm sorry, because Stuff is US. Zombie Flesh Eaters, I think was $30, and I'm getting charged $3 more because of the tariffs. Because right now there's a baseline 10% as the recording, and you never know. That could even change by the time this makes air. So we're also going to cover Jason Goes to Hell first, because Jason X came after. And this is the front. And this is the back. And we got the theatrical and unrated cuts. And I think both are in 4K discs. So it's not like a... I think I forget if the producer's cut was on a 4K or if it was on a standard blue for Halloween 6. It's been a while since I watched it, so I forget. Alright, so we're gonna... And this is a really thick case this time. Like a really thick case. Like it's really heavy in the hand. And yes, they are both on 4Ks. Awesome. They're both on 4Ks. So we have a Jason Goes to Hell poster with the new artwork. I don't know if you can see it so well, but we also have the theatrical poster. I like the theatrical poster a lot better. And we have the autopsy report, which is the booklet. And let's see what we got. I'm trying to remember what movie this is. I'm sure it'll come to me, and I'm sure I could put it in the video what movie that is. But anyway. Oh, God. I'm sure this says alternate artwork. I'm sure it's the theatrical, and it is the theatrical artwork. There we go. And now, for a movie that I can't fucking stand, but I have to have it because the collection's incomplete without it, and that's Jason X. Now, I know a lot of Friday the 13th fans love this movie, even though it's bad, just simply because of the kills, but to me, other than the cryogenic kill, where that lady gets frozen, Jason smashes her, other than that, I don't know. I almost fall asleep when watching this movie. There's the front and back. There's the disc. Of course, there's only one disc because Jason Goes to Hell had 2 versions, so that's why there's 2 discs. And much like the others, here's the theatrical poster. And it's fucked up because looking at the theatrical poster, it makes you want to watch it. Like, holy shit, that's awesome. Evil gets an upgrade. I want to see that. And then you watch the movie, it's like, Simple Plan's coming out. I never watched that movie. Because usually why these are a big deal is because when Arrow includes a postcard like this is pretty much an indication of what they're going to release next. And of course here we have a Grendel log, which is the booklet. So it'd be interesting to see, like, whenever you buy an Arrow release, what could be coming or what you know is coming. Because sometimes it'll be announced before you even see the card. And let's finally get to these 3. And these are pretty much the second set releases that all came out within the same month. So, I think one came out in April, but that's fine. And of course, this is one I can't wait for to watch tonight, and that's the Scanners. And I cut the side here because I had another take. But the phone had to ring. Because people are fucking... I'm going to start putting the phone on Do Not Disturb when I fucking do this shit. Great artwork. It looks like a painting. And of course we got the blue and the Ultra HD. But you shouldn't really worry about that because usually with the second set, all the stuff, including the bonus materials, on the 4K. So it's pretty much a mirror of itself. Usually. Sometimes that's not the case, but 9 times out of 10 it is. And of course we have a really hefty book, which is what I love about the second site. Pretty much anything that I love that has a second site release, I always try to grab because they always do good work. Because right now, to me, second site is the definitive boutique label, movie label in general, because they always put out such killer stuff. And of course, you have art cards, including the exploding head scene. Trying to go through these fast because I'm on YouTube, so they might bitch about that. is fine. I don't monetize my shit anyway, so for me it's just to share with people and what have you. I'm not like a creator. Here's The Brood. That also went along with Scanners as a Cronenberg film. This is also a 4K. And you might be thinking, well, that's obvious. Not so much, not as much as you think. And you'll see that in a second. And with all these boxes, I try to cut the side. This way the box has some protection. And believe me, the more you do this, the better. You could do this quicker and a lot better. Just aesthetically. Excuse me. And of course this is the front. And this is the back. And The Brood and Scanners came out literally the same month. Oh, backwards. There we go. This is a little off. That's fine. It's the standard blue. Your art cards are here, but let's take a look at this book. And it's a really thick book. You could literally read the book on its own. And another thing that's great about the second site, it's pretty much, like I said, they use the term film school in a box. That's pretty much, the book is, it's all essays. And I mean, you've seen it with Boutique, but the second site goes above and beyond. They have like cast interviews and like advertisements and stuff. Pretty good stuff. Now the reason why I say that, me pointing out that the other two are 4Ks matters, is because we have House of the Devil, and this isn't a 4K, it's a standard blue. But I believe it's a 2K scan, because I think this was 16mm in general. I forget how they originally shot it. But it's a really good movie if you've never seen it. It's Greta Gerwig's in this one. And she directed Barbie, and she didn't direct this, obviously. This is one of her few roles where she's an actor, not a director or producer. And of course it's getting stuck on the damn scissors are getting stuck on the... There we go. Still came out good. A little jittery, but still came out good. And we're going to take this out. Now, being is a standard blue, it's just in a case like this, because if it's not a 4K, they usually don't bother with the digipacks. They just throw it in a standard case. Say, here you go. So, be definitely needed to take the PS3 out to watch that one. We have a hefty book, but not as hefty as the other ones. Still fine, though. Let me see if I think I've seen the... Where the hell... There we go. That's Greta Gerwig right there. Alright. For those... And the reason I point that is because everyone knows who she is. That's pretty much the... I mean, some of you might know who Tom Noonan is. But most people just know who Greta Gerwig is from this movie, and that's it. So that's why I point that out. And here's some art cards. And these art cards are really nice. I like these. And there we go. And that is our Diabolic order. Let me figure out how to put this shit back in the box. 9 titles down, adding to my ever-increasing backlog, which I really have to get started on getting through. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, because 9, because I see there right there. I almost forget about that. So, hopefully by the time I get through these, if I get through these, before the Switch launch. So, if I'm timing this right, the Switch launch should be either this coming week or in a couple weeks after, but it was mayhem in itself. and hoping that the actual launch goes a little more smoothly. So for now, I'm going to watch these movies. Rachel Schaefer signing off.